Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Are We Clear Yet? We're seeking clarity through dialogue is how we move. I'm in the room with a couple of my brothers. I got Al and Dub in the place to be. Dub, how you feeling today, man?
Man, we're doing good. We're doing good, man. We living life out here. Life is good. I'm alive another day. Thank God for every day. Every day
I
above.
love it.
Yes.
I love it. Hal, how are you doing,
Echoing
brother?
the same sentiments, man. Like, you know, we could find so many things to be I guess unagreeable to, or you know, what if that's a word, but like life is so simple, man. Just make it that, you know. And we tend to worry about other people's problems and not really realize that like you have it good where you are. Just deal with it. Keep moving, man. So I've been doing that. And I came from one of my boys, Dre Marshall, Whiskey for the Soul. I got a book behind me. If y'all could drop that, pick it up, you know, just hit us up in the comments. Let me know what you think. But it's a really nice book with some tidbits, man. Get it.
I can dig it. Summertime, can we say summertime is here? I mean,
Summertime. It's
I
hot.
think it's here. We're past Memorial at this point. The weather is getting nice. I mean, some folks are getting married in this time of the year. There's a lot to be happy for. And even though we don't have actual football, we have to talk about the things that are like surrounding the game of football, but are not actually football, which is a very strange thing to do because I like football. I like to watch guys compete, 22 guys on the field. Let's see who's going to win in 60 minutes. But unfortunately, we're a few months out from that. So in the interim, these are the things that make headlines. These are the things that rise to the top. And we have our good friend, our Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter, officially, he and his now wife, doing their nuptials in the off season, which is the trend because it's about to get sticky with camp and all the things. So this is the time. If you're going to get married, ta-da, here's the time to get married. And Travis Hunter's gotten married, and you know, we kind of seen the party looks, we've seen the outfits, we've seen the gifts, but there's a little cliffhanger. There's a cliffhanger, and reportedly, because we just don't know, these are private things at the end of the day, reportedly he decided not to do a prenuptial agreement, as the long form name would be. No prenup. And, you know, I've had this discussion with people that aren't even like football fans per se. They're more so viewers of culture, viewers of things that are just happening that are trending. And they're seeing this stuff and they're asking me about it because they know I just won't shut up about the NFL and football stuff. And it comes up when we talk about it. And I don't know, I usually end up like, and it's not because of my profession, I'm usually just perplexed. I'm usually kind of perplexed, especially now when I think about the value that these young guys, 18, 19, 20, 21, are bringing in, the assets that they're bringing in before they get on an NFL field to practice, before they sign an NFL deal. They're coming into the NFL as millionaires. So it does beg the question, hey, you think it's a good idea to get married without a prenuptial agreement? So, I mean, Al, let's say this is your son, okay? Your son just won the Heisman Trophy. He's the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft. He's well into his millionaire status. He's marrying a young woman that he's known, I think, since maybe high school age, give or take, let's say since 14, 15 or something like that. Would you encourage your son to forego a prenuptial agreement?
Absolutely not. And this has nothing to do with how much he loves her, she loves him. It's funny because I'm taken back to an image of a game, and I'm trying to remember who the opponent was, but I remember Trav walking off the field, going to the stands to greet his girl, and her ire, her attitude, her whole demeanor that day. And I'm thinking, even if she was upset before the game, she had 3 hours to cool off, bro. And she knows this guy is like uber popular. the cameras are going to follow him. So, you know, if he's going to come greet you, chances are that's a TMZ moment, right? You knew he was coming and you still caused that problem. And I'm thinking,
as a matter of fact, I think that's when he was still at Jackson State. I think that was after the bowl game in Jackson State, if I'm not mistaken, before they switched over to Boulder, Colorado.
So can you imagine? And that's just football, right? That's a game. That's something happened at home. I'm just thinking, man, like at this point, now that you have him by the nuts, the proverbial nuts, anything now that's going to happen. You're going to just do whatever the hell you want. Why would you not? It doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that let's do this to protect this. And hey, if we work out and we're till death for real, then everything I have is yours anyway. I don't know, Dub. I don't know, man.
And before Dub chimes in, because man, I'm so excited to hear what he has to say. Prenuptial agreements, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an evil term. This is not an anti-marriage concept. By and large, I mean, it's something that's privately negotiated, obviously. By and large, in most instances, all it means is we're going to just decide now where things are landing as far as assets and such. Now, for most folks, not for most folks, for those folks who do not come into a marriage with much assets and much debt or liability, it doesn't matter as much. But when it is so disproportional, it may be advised to say, you know what, this over here, that's over there. But when we get married and we're together, everything is one. But all this over here, it is allocated and dedicated to a source or to a target, essentially.
Right.
But when you're married, and it's going to vary on the state that you're in, obviously, from that point on, it is the marital estate is just the marital estate. It's one thing. However, once you commingle and you bring in and you don't designate this is this and this is that, then everything essentially, in most instances, kind of just gets jumbled up. And on the back end, oh boy, Dub, your thoughts?
Oh, is his mic on? Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh boy. Since this is a mini pod, so I'm gonna keep this short because we're not trying to keep y'all here with us on this particular topic for too long. So I'm gonna keep this short. All I have to say on this topic, fellas, is congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Travis Hunter, and we wish you the best.
You lie.
Now, caveat to that,
and we do wish them the best.
We do wish them the best. Yes, we do.
No, we do.
I'm reminded of, you're with a toddler, right? And you tell this toddler, hey, don't touch that stove. The stove is hot. And the toddler may listen to you, and the toddler may go over there and put the hand on the burner and burn his hand. And it's that pain now teaches him, man, you know what? Mom was right. Man, that stove was hot. And, listen, we were all at a adolescent stage where mom and dad tried to tell us something, and we didn't listen because we just felt like we knew better. Guess what, guys? Some people, including ourselves,
absolutely
just have to learn things the hard way. Travis Hunter had 1 million internet aunties and uncles. Well, mostly uncles, because the women are not too keen about us trying to protect Travis Hunter. They're in their feelings about that. And again, that's because of this whole narrative that women can't be assholes and that women cannot be narcissistic and that women cannot be the bad person. It all boils down. So it's like, wait, why does Travis need protecting? As if there is not already loads of evidence why Travis needs protection. Loads of evidence, but we don't want to talk about that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say allow because Travis is an adult, but I'm very surprised. Well, actually, I shouldn't be surprised because he's young. I'm not surprised that he got married, but I am surprised that after all of this, everything that was made public, that he went ahead and did this without a prenuptial agreement. I don't know how many more examples he needs to see. And I don't know who was in his corner. I mean, Dion, I don't know who talked to this man, but people with a lot less money than Travis have suffered greatly. And now you're young, you got all this money, you have all your life ahead of you, and you get married, but you get married without a prenuptial agreement. Good luck.
I got a question. Did Dion fail here? Because I'm thinking his life kind of mirrors a lot of this stuff. The amount of women been in and out of his life, and like Trav, this happened to me. Make sure you do this, whatever the case might be. Did Dion drop the ball here?
I don't think so, because oftentimes you heard Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, talk about they go on fishing trips. They'll be on the lake. They'll be out there early morning bass fishing, whatever, fishing for hours and hours. We're all men here. This subject came up at one point 100%. Or another. It came 100%. Up. It did,
right?
Because we do care about these things, and despite popular belief, we do seek counsel on these things from people that we trust. And so, before anyone jumps in the comments and they're like, "You guys are anti-marriage. You guys are planning to fail." No. That is not what's happening here. None of those things are happening. This is almost like estate planning on the back end. We are just looking forward to what can potentially happen. That's all that is. They're getting married. They're married now, which means the marital estate has begun, and moving forward, it is one. However, this doesn't account for what happened before they got married. And oftentimes, we're all human. Okay, we all have a range of emotions. How we feel and how we behave today is not always how we're behaving later. That accounts for all of human existence. And so it may behoove someone to, you know what? These dollars, these assets that I accumulated, let's just put that over there. Let's just keep this out of the scenario. And I want to build with you from here on out. I want that to be with my mom and my sister, and all this wealth was accumulated before we got married, which was technically his stuff. That may ruffle some feathers, but that's literally what it was. And if the roles were reversed, it would be her stuff. And we probably wouldn't care. But the sense that the guy and the idea of him doing it, sometimes that's looked at as, oh, he's planning to fail and he's trying to cut her off. Like, no, that's not what's happening at all. And so I just wanted to insert that there because we already know how this goes, unfortunately. Anyway, I said my piece.
I go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I love what you said earlier, though. You kind of you outline what a prenup is and what, during its hours, and just in case something happens, this is how we allocate. It's not a bad thing. It's protection, essentially. I mean, how many people use protection when they're doing, the do? So, I look at a lot of things too. Just one thing, like, I don't know if it was Ant, but he got some chick pregnant, a basketball player, and she took him for what's that called, child support. So he prepaid the child support for 18 years. She's now mad because potentially he can get another contract. But you accepted the 18-year payment, and now you want to come back and renegotiate. So you have to protect yourself, because there are times when, the person who you are dealing with may become irrational, or may, I don't think a child needs more than $40,000 a month for diapers. You know what I mean? So it gets to where you're thinking, is this for the child or is this for the mom to keep getting things done? And I think you have to protect yourself. It's just whoever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, to answer your question now, I'm not gonna put any of this on Dion. I don't think Dion failed. As Dean mentioned, I'm pretty sure, as someone has experience, as an OG, as an unk, whatever you want to call him, I'm pretty sure he has vetted Trav. I'm pretty sure he has instilled. I mean, we've seen Dion at work as a coach, and his locker room speeches to his kids. And with Dion, is not just about football, man. He's trying to teach these young men life skills.
Right.
So I'm 100% convinced that he spoke to Trav on this. But you can only lead a horse to water. Trav has to make his own decisions. He did so. And again, I'm not going to be one to say I told you so. I'm not going to do it, but the internet will. And the internet is forever. So guess what? Those videos that you mentioned, Al, of her at the game, those videos of her saying, I wasn't even attracted to him at first. Let me tell you something. Listen, for me, there's no coming back from that. Like you weren't attracted to me at first. So now where did the attraction come from? Did the attraction come from realizing that there's a bag that can be secured? And then now all of a sudden that's what made you more attractive? So all of this stuff is going to resurface if anything happens.
I hope it doesn't.
And let me say this. And this is my last thing I'm going to say. You hope it doesn't. But let's just remind ourselves of some statistics, right? Which is not going to be exact. But, roughly divorce rate is roughly about 52%. And divorce is roughly initiated by, 60 to 70% of women. But let's talk about the surviving marriages, the 48% of the surviving marriages. How many of those marriages do you think are actually happy? How many of those marriages do you feel like, of the 48%, the spouses are not cheating and the marriages are happy and they're still sleeping in the same bedroom and everything's, So the odds are already not in Trav's favor. And then when you factor in the no prenup and you factor in her behavior before the marriage, he's skating uphill. And like Mr. Wesley Snipes once said in a classic line, some motherfuckers always trying to skate uphill.
J-Dub Jakes came to preach. Come on. Got a word.
Was that New Jack City or no?
No, sir. That was Blade.
That was Blade. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Blade. Yes. That's probably a good place to stop right there.
Good luck, Travis. Good luck, Travis. Man. Wish you the best, bro. Good luck,
brother.
Trav, we wish you the best. You're playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which means you are our in-state rival for the Miami Dolphins. Whatever that means. But hey, we wish you the best, man. Long, happy marriage, faithful marriage, peaceful marriage. We don't want to hear no off-season DVs or any of that craziness. Peace, my brother, to you and her.
Oh, and she's pregnant too. That's what the internet is saying, but who knows? Who knows? It's on the internet, so that means it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That could happen.
Yeah. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Later.